Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre, the old Git Reacts, Reviews and Oft-Times Reminisces. When I'm looking at stuff on YouTube, it chucks up stuff that inevitably I'm not in the least bit interested in. Even on the recommended channels based on my viewing, they chuck up any old shite. However, every now and again they throw up something that reminds me of something or gives me a reminisce, and for some weird reason, and I can't explain or can't remember why, some months ago now, they chucked up a Johnny Moped video. I thought, yes, I used to enjoy Johnny Moped back in the day. I ought to do a reaction. Well, it's not a reaction because I've heard him time and time again, but it's an album I've got, Psychedelic. Got it back in the day. First heard Johnny Moped, I think it was on a Live at the Roxy album where he did Hard Loving Man. But the album cover put me off when I was young, and I never bought it till, I won't say some time later. Time in those days was relative, so it wasn't long at all, but it seemed like a long time before I bought it. Anyway, those of you that have the album probably will share my mild frustration at never being able to get onto VD Boiler and always finding the mystery track first. But nonetheless, there were some good songs on there, and today we're doing Panic Button. Why not? Let's get in there and give it a listen.
1, 2, 3. Oh, you Thomas haven't got any bread. Smashing up the suburbs as we have been fed. Getting all the horses because you need to pay the rent. Skipping over birds and the buggies in your bed. Don't shout out a wrist. Call up that panic button out of your friends. There ain't gonna be nothing left. Panic button, panic button, panic button, panic button. Screaming you'll be acting because we're gonna have a meal. Checking on the boilers and I'm moving in to kill. Gonna throw a moody because the boilers have all gone. Press the panic button and you're gonna have to run. Tension and arrest, cause the panic button has been pressed. There ain't gonna be nothing left. Panic button, panic button, panic button, panic button. Red light situation that was young. Stole my money for a mark through gun. Never learned much, I was always on the run. What's wrong now when I'm always getting drunk? I'm left out, I'm always through the fun. I can't work, just wanna have the fun. When it comes to right, gonna hit her and run. Panic button, panic button.
So back in the day, this was quite a lively number, and even now it's still got that viv and vigour, and vim and vigour rather. I seem to remember back when I first heard Johnny Moped. Bear in mind I was 13, 14. I was sort of not flummoxed, but sort of mindful of the fact it sounded like an old man singing in a band, in a punk band, and you know, in the naivety of youth in those days, I thought it should really be younger than that. But of course, in hindsight, he was quite young there, and I don't think it helped that when you saw the rest of the band members. Bear in mind, I was sort of caught up in that flurry of initial UK punk, first wave UK punk. They didn't look like punk rockers, but then again, lots of people didn't look like punk rockers in those days that were in punk bands, despite the pictures that you see. And to be fair, a lot of the material on the album borrows heavily from what went before. There are songs on there that I suppose, if you want to use a term, are more new wavy than punk, but certainly excuse me, songs like this one, Panic Button and VD Boiler, and quite a few other ones on there are just out and out the gate rockers, and they barrel along, which is what you want when you're the age I was then and the age I am now.
Screaming off me at it 'cause I've gotta have a meal. Chatting up the boilers and I'm moving in to kill. Gonna throw a moody 'cause the boilers have all gone. Press the panic button and you're gonna have to run. Tension and arrest, cause the panic button has been pressed. There ain't gonna be nothing left. Panic button, panic button, panic button, panic button.
lots of humour on this album, if that doesn't give you a hint of it. There's a lot of humour on this album, and a fair bit of it's tongue-in-cheek, and the lyrics are, I don't listen to lyrics nowadays, or don't take heed of lyrics nowadays, but back in when I was young, I did sort of avidly read the lyrics on that album covers and whatever, or the album in the sleeves, and quite humorous. Mr. Moped's songs are, raise a smile even now, and this album took some getting into when I was young. I find it far more enjoyable to listen to it now, actually, because your horizons broaden, and I think I appreciate the slower or more different numbers on here more than I did then. So what else was I going to say about? What else was coming into mind? Oh yes, it really is a band that deserve more credit than they got. Really, I know that in the music press in those days, this album was highly praised, but they didn't really go on to get any mainstream success, which isn't really a problem unless you want it, I suppose. But they certainly deserve more of an accolade than they got at the time, I think.
Tension and arrest, 'cause the money box has been pressed. There ain't gonna be nothing left. Money box, money box, money box, money box. Tension and arrest, 'cause the money box has been pressed. There ain't gonna be nothing left. We're gonna die, 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 die,
So there you go, a hoot. I think you'll agree. The whole album's a hoot, really. Lots to enjoy in it, and as I say, quite a diverse sounding album. Lots of things that you really can't take too seriously, but it is serious rock and roll nonetheless. There is I did catch on Netflix or something like that. I can't remember which one it was now, but there's a documentary on Johnny Moped that you can, if I can find a link for it on, if there's one on a copy of it on YouTube, I'll drop a link in. But it is a very gentle, amusing, and sometimes poignant documentary. Highly recommended that you watch it if you like Johnny Moped, or even if you don't. It will hold your interest all the way through, I think. And still making music, Johnny Moped, and writing new songs, I gather, by what I found on YouTube subsequently. So keep an eye out. Anyway, clicky bollocks, catch you next time. Cheerio.